It's a very serious incident indeed. It's certainly one of the worst so far this year. Certainly we know that at least 45 people have been killed. According to a doctor in the main hospital, he was indicating that it may actually be 50 or more. And what we know, certainly according to the people we've been speaking to, is that this suicide bomber simply walked into the midst of a crowd. There was a pretty large number of people. There was a volleyball tournament going on that included teams from 3 different districts. So you can imagine their supporters came from all around to watch this volleyball match in a fairly small area. It was a very dense crowd, and the suicide bomber blew himself up in the midst of this. And as you were saying, not only are there a very large number of dead, but a lot of people who've been critically injured as well. And we understand that helicopters possibly have now arrived actually in the area to take the most seriously injured and bring them back here to Kabul so they can be treated here, where obviously there are much better and more extensive medical facilities.
And what's the reaction been from Kabul?
Well, there's been a statement from President Ashraf Ghani in which he has deplored what he's described as an heinous attack. And also there's been a statement from the Vice President as well on similar lines. So a lot of shock, a lot of anger certainly being expressed by the government. And of course, this is happening as we approach the end of the withdrawal of international forces from this country. The deadline, of course, being the end of December, and then NATO will move into a new mission with a remaining approximately 12,000 troops staying behind. And initially we thought that those troops would simply be involved in advising and training the Afghan security forces, but it's now, there are indications that actually they may have to get involved in some combat missions as well to help the Afghan security forces fighting a very serious insurgency. Obviously what we've had today is a classic example of that, a very big attack. The militants, we don't know who was behind this attack, but certainly they can strike at will in these more remote areas, but also they've been stepping up their attacks in the cities, particularly here in Kabul. So it seems that the international forces who will stay behind may well be involved in helping, in supporting the Afghan security forces into 2015 as they try to battle this continuing insurgency.